Broadcast. Broadcast. Want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Tuesday. Can you say Turnaround Tuesday? Oh, baby. October 25th, 2011. What a day. What a day. What a day. Well, certainly the stock market certainly reversed nicely. We took out previous day high, took out previous day low. You know, it was almost like we had the trifecta. And the trifecta we had yesterday was good news, right? Oops, sorry. And today we had the trifecta of bad news. And obviously this decision by the Europeans, every little thing continues to move the markets. And I think that at the end of the day, I think it's a setup. But again, let's take a look. All the news that came out. The bottom line is the stock market had a nice outside day. Listen, we had a nice little outside day here, right? Look, we broke out, took out the high, closed at the low. I would have told you sell. But look what happened the next day. Came in a little bit and then up. So when we look at the trifecta today was Triple M, which is a major barometer of economic growth. If they're hurting, a large portion of the economy across the United States and the world is hurting. Right? We had U.S. numbers that were terrible. Consumer confidence, Case-Shiller, all terrible. Consumer confidence collapsing. Richmond Fed, -6. And then you had the story late in the day out of Greece. And we have even more. Really, it was like the five horsemen. Greece might not even go for it. They might bail out of the plan. Now that we got to talk about. But that would be something. Bank of Canada coming out today. Canadian dollar exploding. We brought you some of the Canadian dollar to your attention. We showed you this Aussie Canada breaking out of a major spot. I mean, look at this channel line. It's gone like the wind. I hope I brought it to you yesterday. This thing continued. So a nice buy on pullback. But the Canadian, Carney, Bank of Canada, basically saying rates are on hold till 2013. That's a long freaking time. So this dollar Canada is certainly coming on. Daily chart looks tremendous. We could have hit a wall, and we came in, we hit to 102. I'll tell you what, talk about an outside candle. Talk about doing your Fibonacci. I know I'm jumping around a lot. Retail sales were better in Canada, yes. But they're on hold now. There's no chance of them raising rates. We go to 102.50 easy. Now again, I'm going to earn my stripes with you people today because I'm going to make an outlandish call. I'm making an outlandish call on this euro. You look at the daily chart. I mean, with all this bad news, wouldn't you thought the euro was closing bad? Stock market was down over 200 points. Wouldn't you think the euro, and what happened to all the correlation? Team, can you hear? What happened to the correlation between the euro and the stock market? Something's telling us something. Euro? Oh, wait, let me do it. I'll do S&P. Hang on. Euro, S&P. What's going on there? There's a daily chart. S&P down big. Euro, not not down big. Something's telling us something. We look at the Aussie dollar, really not down that much. I mean, with the stock market down 200 points, you tell me with the Aussie trading at these levels that this sucker is only down basically 50 pips. I tell you, out of your mind. Something doesn't make sense. I'll tell you what also doesn't make sense. The fact that gold is breaking out. Gold is breaking out. I'll tell you what this tells you. This tells us that what they're going to do is they're going to print money. Now, leveraging up the EF, SF, depending upon how much leverage we do, is printing money. And that's what the market needs. That's what the S&P needs. That's what everyone needs in order to see this global economy take a deep breath and say, okay, that was the bazooka. Remember, these guys have to service $800 billion a month. That's an incredible amount of money in debt service. Incredible. And you know what? It's telling us something that maybe, even whatever news it is, maybe the Greeks are gone. Maybe they kicked the Greeks out of the Eurozone. Now that would be initial contagion. Who the hell knows? That could be a disaster. The initial. But then maybe, hey, you just took the cancer out of the euro. This is the way, by the way, the Maastricht Treaty was formed. This is what was supposed to happen when countries broke the debt to GDP ratio in the euro. This is how the euro was formed. This is what gave people confidence in the euro, that they would actually kick someone out if they broke the covenant of the Maastricht Treaty. So I would think the euro on that would go to the freaking moon. And maybe they kick Greece out and they do a lever up and swarm around everything. And they say, okay, this is your last chance. Other ones, there's no contagion. We're kicking Greece out, but they'll be back in 2 years when they get their act in order. Who knows? But this chart doesn't make sense, given this chart of the S&P. Someone knows something. And given all the negative press, we had the Financial Times story about the Greece situation, right? Germans balking once again. Merkel losing all sense of reality. She has no control whatsoever. Crude. Reversed nicely, though. Nice little shooting star there. Almost got through 95. Remember, that was our spot in crude. Certainly looks like a failure in crude to me. But, you know, New Zealand, weak number last night. Was a little painful, but hopefully you managed to get out of it. Had a nice little bounce after the number to get out. But this Kiwi acts terrible. But again, something smells. And I think that we come in maybe a little more, and it's a buy on the news. We're down and then to the moon. Now again, I'm looking for something. You know, the market's not looking for something that's going to work. Market's pricing in that nothing's going to happen, that these guys can't get their acts together. I mean, this Euro Swiss was great today. Obviously, you had to nail the top and the bottom, but still, you saw some strength. There's a nice little trade going on here. It's still a short. Absolutely. Like I said, coming into 120. The S&P has a range. This is our range. And there's trouble in the Eurozone. And this one's telling us. But again, this thing breaks. I want to get out and maybe go long. Because it doesn't make sense. You would have thought that this thing would be a lot lower, given all the negative news, given all the pessimism out there regarding this deal. Now, we don't know when it's going to happen. Most likely it's going to come out through, I would say, in the U.S. session sometime. They're going to take every last minute. You think these guys are going to walk out and say we have no deal in European hours at 4 in the morning? No way. They're going to announce no deal in the U.S. session at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 9 o'clock at night in European time. They couldn't get it done. But if they do get it done, wow, Amazon getting annihilated. Ooh, down $50. Oh my goodness. And look, our S&Ps are really doing not much. I think it's an Amazon issue, but wow, it's a big miss. Price line's next. I'm telling you, that price line, take a look. Euro sterling, I would have thought it went lower. But again, just to reiterate what's going on here. Okay, the stock market is basically trading not necessarily off of normal stuff. We're positioning ahead of Europe, trying to get a handle if Europe can get its act together. All these numbers and economic earnings coming out for companies mean nothing if the Europeans pull a bazooka out of the hat. Look at my Euro Swiss coming in late in the session. Oh baby, I'm telling you, this Euro Swiss, pound Swiss, ooh, pound Swiss got a long way to go. Pound Swiss is only up from the low. How much? 3,000 pips. Oh my! I mean, it's crazy. This baby's got to break. Just a nice break. Looking for a nice trade. 137, somewhere in here. Hey, maybe this is the zone. You know, maybe down to 137 easy. But obviously, sterling holding up fairly well. But again, we did have some numbers that came out last night. Mortgage approval is a little bit light. Sterling side. But Mervyn King defending his actions. I still can't believe Bank of Canada holding rates till 2013. That's pretty incredible. Him and Ben Bernanke obviously are like this. And remember, you can now start to get my videos at forexnews.com. Check out the tab there. Looking forward to building a relationship with the website. The guys and girls over there. So check for more emails, check for more videos on that site. Highly recommend everyone to check it out. Register for their forums. Looking for good things. And again, those of you that are new to listening to me, I'm a unique style, that's for sure. But I can turn around in a New York minute. I can tell you this right now, and I see news that changes everything, I'm gone. So if the Europeans don't get their act together, the futures are collapsing, and the news is horrible. I'm selling. And again, my game plan is to be light, dollar long going into this decision. I'm hoping to book profits, book dollar longs, which we are now long, and then look to reverse. And I have no problem paying up 30, 40 pips and being light on the dollar long side, getting down to maybe 25% of my positions, and then reacting. I might put them right back out lower. Who cares? But I think if the futures are down going into this event, and then the event comes out, I know I've been saying sell on the news. Well, now maybe it's become a buy on the news. Stocks haven't gone down a lot. Euro's held up pretty well. Maybe they get their act together. Maybe there's something in there, and there's such pessimism that they do just enough where people are like, huh, this isn't bad. Maybe. It's like, okay, that's not so bad. And all of a sudden people are like, whoa, this is pretty good. You know, maybe the initial isn't great. You know, the leverage is maybe only, you know, they're going to lever 50%. Hey, that's still pretty good. Who knows? So I just can't imagine these idiots not getting their act together. And the way the market's acting, between gold, the euro holding up, the stock market correlation not working, per se, it looks to me that's the way it's going to be. So sterling, nice little doji here. I am shorted. I think it comes in. I think it easily comes in. Unless they pre-announce something and they get something done in Asia, which I can't believe. These guys are sleeping. They're going to get up nice and refreshed and work out the deal. Well, they're going to be sleeping soon. Or they're going to pull a all-nighter. Maybe. I don't think so. The decision makers, they're going to come to a conclusion, in my opinion, sometime before the stock market opens. S&Ps will be down. The dollar will be up. and the pressure will be on them to do something. Something like that. Oh, by the way, you're Canada? Oh, baby. We nailed it. Now, I'm only a little nervous about this trade. We nailed the high. Check out my twit. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/voice of Forex. My fan page on Facebook, Voice of Forex. My channel on YouTube. Hey, what do you know? Voice of Forex. Oh, baby. But I still think it goes up to 142. And the dollar Canada, I think it has follow through. I think we have follow through up to 102.50, but then maybe reverse. I think this sell-off today was a suck you in. It wasn't enough explosion. We didn't get this euro up to my level, 140 and change, you know? It's a double hanging, man. This looks so like you're chomping at the bit. Let me tell you something. We take out 139.60 to the moon. Gone. Like the wind. Gone. Say hello to 141. Maybe even say hello to 142.50. And a stock market that explodes. Still can't believe Amazon that off. That's amazing. Let's take a look at dollar yen. Big waste of time. It's going lower. It's just short. I'm telling you people, stay away. Wait for the day it's down huge. And when I mean huge, I'm talking like this. Wait for the day. Now, I know it came off sharply already here, but you got to wait for this sick day. The Bank of Japan is going to let all the weak hands lose, and then it will intervene. Maybe it'll be something like this. I think it's going to be more something like this, where it's down 80, 90, maybe 150. We melt the hell down. Well, listen, if you want to measure the move, 76, the bounce was, let's say, to 78, less than. It's like 74, 74.25. Just by measuring the move. But this is ready to fall off a cliff. A collapse. An absolute, like draw your channel line here. I don't even know where that sends. I mean, that sends it to freaking Belucaville. Now that's probably around 71. But that's some level. But again, I think certainly just patience. People are getting killed trying to pick the bottom in this thing. It's going lower. It's a waste of buying power. I mean, dollar Swiss, love and short. Look at this. It didn't crack yet. Cracking now. I still have my price target. What is that? Damn it. $86.60. I think we did the Aussie. It just didn't come in enough. I mean, it didn't even take out the high of 105. And it relatively held up well. Gotta believe there's one more day left in it. Sorry. One more day. And you know what? Maybe even not. Listen, this could be the top. This could be it. I just don't trust it. And I'm a bear. And I'm not saying necessarily to get long. I'm just saying, and again, I think it comes in tonight. You know what? We get down to 103.50, I'm going to be thinking about getting long. We certainly get down to 102.75. Absolutely, that's 150 pips. Now again, CPI is coming out tonight. I think given New Zealand last night, I could see this number being weak. And we got numbers coming out also, very important. We got business confidence out of New Zealand. That's probably going to be on the weak side. Australia, that number's going to suck. Most probably. Industrial order expectations. That's a big one out of London. -8. You see that fall off a cliff. And again, durable good orders out of the U.S. supposed to rebound from last month's negative number. New home sales are going to suck. Don't worry about that. And we get more of a explanation out of the Bank of Canada as long as their monetary policy report. So maybe there's more clarification on what he said. What can change. And then we get New Zealand. Actually, I'll be recording as the rate decision comes in. There's a talk that they might even cut rates out of New Zealand. Oh, baby. I don't know if I buy that. But that would be very interesting. But when you take a look at some of these, I mean, look, this pound Aussie up a little bit, but with the stock market down 200 points, this thing should have been up big. Something smells. Something smells. What did I forget? All right, people. What didn't I do? I did gold. How about silver? Nice day today in silver, huh? Breaking out. How about that Netflix? Holy cow. Oh, baby. What else didn't I do? I'll tell you, look at this Aussie Canada. I mean, just look at the monthly on this thing. Major breakout. And then I'm done. Monster, outside candle and above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-month high. That's 10 years. Look at where it's taken. This thing's busting out. Big time. Something to look at. All right, team. I'll see you back at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at info, @globalfxradio.com. Remember, I am doing a year-end deal for only $200 US to my premium service. globalmarketsradio.com. Check out my premium service. I'm in a chat room with my premium members for 3.5 hours a day. 8 a.m. Eastern to 10:15 a.m. Eastern. And then this time of day when they get to see what I'm doing. End of the day stuff, stock market collapsing, exploding, end of the day. Certainly good educational stuff. And if you're a newbie, you know, you might not get as much out of it, but you'll learn information overload, baby. So again, some of the research I send out is worth more than the service itself. Andrew Spanton, info@globalfxradio.com, the only voice you'll ever need, who truly loves to make you money.